when it comes to the dating apps, right? And the place that it has in dating, as you mentioned, right, could be any age, could be any background, could be for anyone of any demographic. What do you think are some of the myths about the dating apps that you want people to say, please stop believing this, and why?
Ah, okay. One is, oh, there's so many options. Okay. Yes, there are. Yes. I mean, we get on, there's a zillion people, but there really aren't because how many people are you really going to want to swipe right on? Then how many people are going to have mutual interest? And then of those people, who are really going to be aligned and compatible? Because it's not just about who do you think is pretty, who do you think is cute? It goes deeper than that. Because if that's all you're going on and you don't have other compatibilities in alignment, then nothing's going to last, you know? So, so there's really, it's like this false thing that people just think, oh, there's so much. And people on apps, they're gonna like just because you get a lot of likes, it's like it's not a popularity contest. It doesn't really mean that they like you. Especially guys, they're gonna shoot their shot because guys don't get as much. And so just he might like you even if he's kind of on the fence about you. So that's why, it's just the way it is. So it's not like I think people, especially women, think that they're more in demand than they really are. And it's like, no, everybody's liking a zillion people. It's just kind of almost like people look at it almost like a catalog. It's like, no, there's actually human being behind those pictures. So that's one thing. And then also um, just realizing that it's it's just trying to be more realistic. The apps mirror the real world. If you think about it, like let's say, you were to go to the grocery store, Disneyland, the park, a mall. How many people, as you're walking around, would you look at and think, oh, wow, I'd like to talk to her or him? Not very many. So, but when you're swiping and you're on those apps, you feel like there should be more it's kind of more in your face, but it's really just like real life. Not that many are going to bedazzle you. And the other one is to be honest. Be honest about stuff on your apps and your information, but be honest about your pictures. Your pictures are years old. That is just not, it's not okay. I mean, you have to look like your pictures. You don't want to be showing up to a date, looking 10 years older, being 15 pounds heavier. It's not fair to the person. And also it's a waste of everyone's time because you're not going to win them over with your personality. They're going to feel duped and you're not going to get a second date. So what's the point?
There was a friend of mine. He did that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he didn't know that I knew the girl that he went on this date with, right? So he told me his version of the story, and then she told me her version, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, you guys are dating the same people, right?" So
Oh,
I'll share. So he put this profile picture up on his dating app, right? It was a taller guy, not 6 feet. I think it was maybe like 5'10" ish, right? So a little bit taller than average, muscular guy. I'm guessing he was good looking. But the guy was of a specific background, right? So when he showed up to the date now, totally different background, totally different culture, totally different look.
oh.
So the person was was sitting there at the table waiting for you, and the person came and they introduced themselves. And she was like, you're who?
She's like, I'm waiting for someone else.
Yeah.
It's not
And then
for
she
me.
turns around, she's like, where is he?
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
Right. And
Wow.
she's like,
So
oh,
he did it.
he
Interesting.
did it, right? And then he's like, that's my roommate.
Oh God, a whole different person. That's
Whole
awful.
different
That's a
person.
major catfish. Yeah.
Major.
Oh, not okay.
And
Not
the
okay.
thing is, it's like it's not like you're using a stranger's picture, you're using your
Yeah.
roommate's picture. And I've known some guys that they've used strangers, they've got caught, and the girls will be like, I know who that is. Either you take it
Oh,
down
wow.
or you was able to report them, right? And he went through, I don't want to say he was depressed, but he was really sad because he was looking at it that he was able to get so much sex using someone else's picture. Now that he had to use his own picture, he
Mm.
knows there's a decrease.
See, that's awful too. That's yeah.
Yeah,
And where's it going to go? It's just dishonesty. You're not, yeah. I mean, catfishing is never okay. Yeah.
no. And
And And usually men are not as guilty. Usually men have horrible pictures and they usually look better in person. Um, but not always. Some are using pictures that are at least a few years old. Like, hello. Um, but women, I hear from a lot of men that at least 40% of the women do not look like their pictures when they show up. I mean, and I just try to say it's because women are wearing, the false eyelashes and the this and their filters and it's just like yeah, or older pictures or whatever, or they're who knows what they're doing. But yeah, it's like you want that's why I love when I go on a date and they're like, oh, you look like your picture. I'm like, thank you. And yeah, I mean, I make sure my pictures are all like really recent. I mean, you gotta look like your pictures. That's all. That's bottom line.
Is there then a strategy to how you present yourself on the dating apps?
Well, yes, you want to present yourself very authentically, and yes, you are marketing yourself. So let's face it, you do want good pictures. I'm not saying like, but you just want them to be realistic. I mean, yes, it can be a good picture of you, yes, but you just don't want it to really not look like you. And then it's fun to do like, put a picture of a couple different pictures, like however many, each app lets you have probably at least five. And like an action shot, like if you play tennis, maybe a shot of you playing tennis. If you're a rock climber, a shot of that, just kind of showing your lifestyle. Um, you know, dogs in pictures always are a great thing, especially if it's a guy with a dog, women love that typically. And you always want to show at least one full body shot because you don't want to hide your weight or you want to be honest about that. So at least one. I mean, I don't recommend, I mean, for guys, no matter how nice your body is, just women are not going to want to see shirtless. We just don't, it's like, let us be pleasantly surprised when we see that, organically. And again, a full body shot with clothes, we're going to get an idea of what your physique. And with women, I mean, look, you do want to show that you have a good figure, but bikini shots can garner the wrong attention from the wrong guys and it usually will backfire. So, but I think a good, like I have this like bodysuit, like it's like my Catwoman outfit. So I have like, it's very, it's skin tight so people can see my figure, but it's not a bikini, and then I have another one where I'm like wearing, so you can see the figure without, you got to leave some to the imagination and not, you don't want to put that out there because then guys, get the wrong idea and then they're gonna, yeah. And that is if that's what you want. I mean, if you want a real, lasting relationship and something real, then then that's where you go. But if you just want to have some fun then maybe a bikini shot's the right thing.
Yeah, I think sometimes people misunderstand that there's a group of people that probably want the sexual experience, right? The one night stands, things like that, the hookup culture. Then there's those who are actually looking for love and long relationships. And I think sometimes people think the majority on the app want the one night stand and the minority is the relationship. But I guess my question to you is what happens when you have a clash of these two worlds where you have someone who is looking for the one night stand and they're kind of being manipulative about it and misrepresenting who they are in the app versus someone who's looking for long term and they may be a little bit naive when it comes to those situations?
That is a really good question because yes, they can be because you people do put what they are looking for. And if you want to trust if they're looking for long term, then they really are. And then sometimes a lot of these apps have, long term open to short term because I think people and nothing against guys, but guys are guys. They'll have some fun if they can. I mean, that's just the way, it's just nature, right? But if you want to avoid a situationship, the one night stand, then take it slow. You can't tell if somebody's lying if they say they're looking for, long term, and you guys go out and then go out again and again. Take it slow and just don't sleep with them too soon. Because if you really want to protect your heart and you really don't want to get into that kind of situation or sleep with someone and never hear from them again, then you have to protect that. I say it's probably not good to get into to sleep with someone until you're exclusive. And a guy who really is real and really likes you, he'll be fine with that. So and I'm not saying any judgment about somebody if you want to have some fun. I mean, there's a time and a place for a fling, believe me. Especially after a long relationship. Like I had my little, I get it. But if you really want something serious, then you want to act accordingly.